Thank you. This call is recorded. I will repeat. This is the first community update of 2022 from LikeCoin. Welcome everyone and fresh start for 2022. Today we have several items that we are going to talk about. I shared the agenda in the messages here. Um, the first agenda will be on the airdrop update. Given we had a little bit postponed from last year, the end of last year, and we'll have some update on that. And then second, we have Tianan is going to share about his work and his plan for Twitter community management. Uh, as the proposal 2028 passed, he's officially onboarded as the community manager for handling Twitter and maybe much more in the coming year. So we'll have him share a little bit on his insight. And then I will also share a little bit on a quick recap of 2021 based on the Medium article that I just published before the holiday to wrap up last year. For those who missed it, I'll quickly go through some of the key points and takeaways of that. And lastly, we will have some time for discussion for 2022 as well, revisit some of the key mission statement of decentralized publishing. So quite fruitful for meeting today. So we'll just get it started. So on the first update regarding the airdrop, so what happened on the first proposal that we had in December last year? So we actually kicked off and passed the proposal regarding the budget. However, when it get live on the first day, we figured there are some bug in calculation, which actually is the missing of bonded module on osmosis, meaning we didn't calculate right on the LP pools for osmosis recipient. So we have to update the formula and we'll actually need to raise a new proposal given some of the parameter will be changed. And this will likely happen this week. And once the new related airdrop proposal is passed, we'll resume the airdrop campaign for the Cosmos community. So we shall need your support when the new proposal is raised. And I also want to see if Keen had anything to add on for the upcoming proposal, amended proposal for airdrop.
Yeah, actually, I would like to see if anyone's willing to support further by raising the proposal itself. The I think Tong can provide the more details and parameter like what was wrong, and then someone has to raise the proposal. Of course, if no one is doing that, I can always do that. I mean, I can always be the one. But if any validators or participants is willing to do that, I would like let others do it.
Follow-up discussion will be happening on Discord, and it would just like before, it would be appreciated if any validator would help because raising a proposal requires command line operation, which individual layman user might not be used to it. So yeah, we'll definitely help on that. And as soon as the proposal is raised, as early as possible, the airdrop will resume um, as it is. And any questions for the airdrop? I would regard it as a no, but if you have questions and you cannot voice out right now, please do share it in the chat. Okay, cool. I saw several validators raising hand. Maybe we'll just follow up on this on Discord. Continue. And then next, I will pass the mic to Tiana to go ahead and share about what's going on Twitter.
Cool, thanks, Phoebe. I'm just gonna share my screen Can you guys see that?
Yes, looking good.
Yes. Okay, cool. All right. I'm very happy about proposal 28, by the way, and thank you for all the support. As always, this month 3 report and all the previous reports are available on my resources page in the website, on my Airtish Digital website. I've uploaded all of them on ISCN, and I'll be providing links in the Discord for you guys to take a look at this in your own time. Okay, so month 3 ended on December 20th, and it went from November 20th. That previous month, I focused more on engaging tweets rather than the volume of tweets. I think we did pretty well since, as you can see here, we reduced the amount of tweets and we still managed to have an increase in impression, and most importantly, the engagement rate is pretty good. I think majority of this is coming from, let's take a look here in the tweet categories. Campaign, meaning the weekly quizzes that we had, and also the airdrop news. Those two are really good at boosting up our engagement rates. I also took last month's recommendations for boosting up our WordPress presence. So this is last month. We just did a little bit. It's not so encouraging because even though we tweeted a bit more about WordPress, the impressions and the engagement rate is quite low compared to other categories. So I'll come back to that into the recommendations. But overall, month 3 looked pretty good. And in terms of insights, so as you guys might know, I've been running weekly quiz campaigns, and I've been running those for 2 reasons. One, to kind of increase engagement, and also since we're giving out a little bit of like to people as a reward, that kind of hooks them into the ecosystem of it, right? If you have a little bit of a coin in your wallet, you're going to be checking every day, and that might lead into them participating a little bit more into LikeCoin. So that's one. And also I use it as an indicator of knowledge of LikeCoin, right? So what I found is when I do a quiz where it's very simple, the answer is very simple. You can just find it in a previous blog article and copy paste the answer. The engagement is quite high. Or I do something where the question is very simple. A lot of people participate, right? But if I do something that's about ISCN or something a bit more technical, people don't participate that much, right? So I think that's a good indicator that perhaps even though app.like.co is like up for a little bit, maybe it hasn't really sunken into the community, right? So we're kind of gonna use that as like the canary in the coal mine. We're going to be tweeting out a lot more about ISCN and the product, core missions of Dpub, and then try to put more quizzes about technical stuff. And if we see an uptick in engagement on those, then I think that's a pretty good indicator. I also think for next month, we're going to be stepping back on the WordPress plugin tweets, because I think the WordPress plugin is kind of using the ISCN as like the major selling point, right? So, and as we've seen, the community doesn't know ISCN that well right now. So I think we should focus on step 1, which is to increase product knowledge. So that's it for month 3. I want to give a little bit about what we're planning in this year. So 3 major things. The upcoming airdrop. So I think the airdrop is good for building hype within the Cosmos ecosystem, right? And it's going to reach people that aren't eligible for the airdrop. So, mostly focused on Osmo and Atom holders, right? And participants. But we want to give a chance for these people who aren't eligible to still kind of join. So what I've done is I've contacted a couple influencers within the Cosmos ecosystem, and right when the airdrop is open, we're going to be launching a side campaign, perhaps in the form of a quiz or something like this, and they will do some task and then they will get some even though they're not eligible. So this is actually quite a small campaign. It's nothing like the size of the airdrop, but it'll be nice to attract a little bit of a bigger audience and ride the wave of the airdrop. I'm also thinking to for that campaign as a step forward, saying if you register ISCN, then you can increase your reward multiplier. So it's always good if you want to increase your product knowledge to actually just dive in head first, right? So that's my thinking there. So the second point, increase in interest and retention of core mission of Depub. That's talking about app.like.co, ISCN. I think I talked about this before. This is, yeah, so just trying to get more people to use ISCN, and we're going to be using the weekly quizzes in that campaign to kind of spearhead that. And lastly, we're going to be testing other audiences. So I think the last 3 months, we've been really focusing on the Cosmos ecosystem, which is pretty good, but we can't always be targeting that. We're going to have some audience fatigue. So we're going to be looking at other audiences like the Web3 adopters in general. That's not necessarily heavily crypto focused, right? As well as marginalized content creators. So the recent news in Hong Kong, I think that's really shooken the Twitter community, and I think we can kind of reach a little bit deeper. Potentially those people aren't involved in crypto at all, so we're going to have to test some messaging for them. But yeah, I'll be posting in Discord the report, and I'm happy to take any questions for that. Thanks.
Thank you, Tian. Great work there. I also want to let the community know that this kind of engagement is kind of new for both of us, the community, and Tiana. Beside of thank you, Tiana, for accepting this new dynamic hiring relationship, but also to explore different reporting and strategy with us. We also rely on your feedback. So if there are information that you guys wanted regarding what Tiana is working and you don't see it in the report that he just presented, do let us know, because he will be presenting every month here at the call and also share his insight with us also on Discord. So do let us know so we can do better. And there is one follow-up item on the partnership with Tiana would be there will be like a semi-auto proposal raised every 3 months regarding the payout. The first proposal was passed regarding hiring him on board, which is for the payout on the last quarter of last year, the 3 months work that he has done with us. So that would be the first one, and then continue. I will help raise the second one again, which is the payout for January to March. It will be like a semi-auto because we have already passed the first proposal. So when you see that, do support and vote for that, because that will be a payout proposal for Tiana's work. So that's something that I want to add here. And then next, it will be my part. Let me share screen again. Here. So given this is the first community call that we have in 2022, towards the last 10 minutes, I want to do a quick recap and also what we're planning to do for 2022. It's kind of early for us to discuss internally for the LikeCoin team what will be the priority on products, but we do have some ideas of what we're planning. So here are some quick takeaways that from the blog post that I wrote regarding a 2021 sum up. I think I want to take this chance to also go through this with all of you guys, because without you, I don't think we can achieve with some of the major milestones that we have. So in 2021, of course, we actually upgrade the LikeCoin chain with the biggest upgrade with Cosmos Stargate, and also include our very own module ISCN, plus the IBC features, which gave us a lot of cross-chain capability to then go ahead listed with two of the DEX that are currently quite active in Cosmos, which is Osmosis and Ambrose. I think that was one of the major events that we had last year, and the upgrade was great with all of your participation. And the second would be the release of the ISCM framework, which is also part of the ISCM module that we kind of introduced to the creators and data archive community of what ISCM could be, and how registry could work with different protocol. And then other than ISCM, we also go ahead and build tools that reflect the usage of ISCM, and also storage like Arweave, where we have the app.like.co apps, as well as we upgrade the WordPress plugin that we have been serving to the WordPress community. And then moving towards the end of last year, we also have quite some awesome dApps that build upon LikeCoin grant program. I would say last year was an experimental year for us to foster and incubate different grantees to work on the ideas. I know we have a lot of things that we could do it better. So this year we'll definitely focus more on providing more resources to how we can foster grantees and incubate more dApps that build upon LikeCoin. And last but not least, you will see there are several recent proposals are regarding basically decentralized LikeCoin as a DAO. And we did several multi-sig wallet setup. We also had 2 current committees set up for the creative fund, as well as the delegation fund. And we also moved majority of the team holding fund to the community pool, where it can execute by community spend proposals towards 2021. I think that was a major stepstones for us to decentralize LikeCoin and manage by the DAO. It's quite amazing that we are quite early, I would say, in the world of blockchain community, where the community actually own how the funds should be spent by the project. Given said that, the latest proposal 29 also entered voting period today, which is to transfer all the LikeCoin in the migration pool and team pool to the community pool. So do go vote if you haven't, which is will enhance the community pool size, and the community can raise proposals to spend it. So there was some major milestone that I would like to thank everyone for your participation last year. And up next, I actually do want to invite Keen to share a little bit on the mission statement on decentralized publishing and what we want to achieve in 2022, especially I think this year or in the past 2 weeks, we all know and we can all feel like it's quite important for us to carry on this mission, especially in Hong Kong. I will pass the mic to Keen.
I thought you need to talk about the community delegation committee first.
Yeah, actually that will be AOB, but sure. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let me just very briefly go through this in like 3 minutes. We can always do a more detailed sharing in other situations. So here, Phoebe has shared a presentation slide from one of my public presentation in which I was explaining the concept of um, like content backup to blockchain versus web-related content. So as everyone in the call may know, we are always, most of the time we are talking about uh, registering ISCN or submitting something to the chain to get an ISCN. So we are actually, it's all talking about the left column of this slide. So it is something that's published elsewhere already, probably a website or probably sometimes even in paper format. And then it's mostly for persuasion and it's mostly the actions taken by the civic society. While on the other hand, I think in the new year to come, 2022, we we actually lead another set of initiative, which is web-related content. So it is more for the future, and instead of preservation, it's more like for creation. And the content will be relative to blockchain, meaning the moment that the content is generated, it lives on blockchain. It's not published somewhere else and then ported to blockchain. And we already have one app that is generating web-related content on uh, on LikeCoin, which is the photo app supported by the LikeCoin grant. But it was not. I mean, I think it's submitted to App Store already, but it's still pending approval. And I believe they have submitted more or less the same app to the hackathon and win the second prize and get 15,000 US in Atom, I think. And so the way it is producing web-related content means if you use this photo app to take picture, once you take the picture and confirm, the picture will be uploaded to Arweave and the ICN will be registered on LikeCoin chain. So it's not a two-step process like in the case of content backup, because in the previous case, the content is in, say, in your website, in certain civic media which are being closed in like in a traditional newspaper print in printer form, and then you move it somehow to the chain. While for this particular form, web-related content, people actually, content creators are producing contents natively on LikeCoin chain, day by day and minute by minute. So I just want to borrow this opportunity to share with you this concept. And if if I will still be participating in the LikeCoin Grant team in 2022, I will be mostly looking forward for proposals like this, like people developing decentralized app connect by Kepler and producing contents that's natively residing on LikeCoin chain. Of course, it also has an ISCN, but you don't have to do registration as a separate step so as to get an ISCN for the content. Yeah, that's it for my sharing.
Thank you, Keen. I want to see if any questions on Deepak. Just to while I'm waiting for questions, if not, I think we'll continue talking regarding this idea. So the storytelling for Deepak was quite complicated and hard for people to understand. In the past year, we have been exploring different angles to approach this, and I think currently we're in a social context or in the age of NFTs. People start to review and see the value of Web3 native content. And perhaps that's something that we need to educate ourselves and the community as well of how it should be built and how ownership will be the keywords in terms of creating content. And perhaps maybe in a later setting, we can host another sharing regarding this idea and how the community can support and engage with such. We also have planned to better fine-tune our storytelling on decentralized publishing, so it's easier for people to grab and digest. And so this is just a chance to kick off this discussion, and we can continue in elsewhere. And we have 2 more minutes on AOB. Teen mentioned about something that I need to be shared from the community delegation fund. I actually want to share the message here. Just 1 second. So yeah, I don't think there's a very proper way to catch up with the latest update, but for the delegation committee, they have set a new procedures for new set of delegation tiers where active contributors or validators, they can apply for a different ratio of delegation. So please make sure you're aware of this new procedures. So if let's say you are active member and you want to apply for more delegation reward, please do go to apply for delegation channel and ask related questions if you have any. And this new procedures will be effective should be 10th, yes, 10th of January, which will happen in 1 week. So do let Daisy and the team know if you have any questions or comments regarding the new procedures. So I think that's everything I have on hand right now. Let me see the chat room. Okay, there are no questions. So let's do chat next month again. And also, if you want to hang out at Gather Town, if you have any questions for me, you can also visit Gather Town link. But that's it for today's meeting, and look forward to 2022 with all of you. Emin, please help to turn off the recording.